Oh, you know what's funny? I'm just trying to. I came here in this little, yeah, I think it's the river that is connecting Belgium and Netherlands, River Maas. And my intention was to film about God's sense of humor. And what just happened? I just fell into the water. Uh, yeah. Anyway, I think, yeah, I mean, so God has a sense of humor. I was thinking about this last night. I think it was just an emotional night where you get this, flashbacks from what happened before. And so I was admitted before I lost my daughter Olivia. I was admitted for 2 weeks, and those 2 weeks were really a lot of roller coaster time in our lives. From infections going so high to, doctors not knowing what to do, and just a lot of uncertainties. And then, so I was in the room, and there's this Dutch lady that was there. I joined her room, and of course, Dutch people like to keep to themselves, unless you know each other. So it was just the usual hi when her guest came to visit, or when my family came to visit. But then she was discharged, and what happened? An African lady was brought into my room, and this was just hilarious. The previous night was really not going well. The doctors had rushed to my room. You can read more about that in the blog. I wrote like a detailed experience of what happened. So they had just left the room, and I felt in my heart to go and pray with my neighbor, because I just felt like there's a connection. So I asked, hey, can I pray with you? And so we prayed together, because she had said she's coming from Togo, and she thinks she has malaria, so that's why she has been admitted. So we prayed together, but that night I think more roller coasters happened, because I continued with severe bleeding, and all that. But what happened, that was the first night she was sleeping and she was admitted. So in the night, for me, like if you read about the story, I was just praying in silence, and or just those silent cries, the deep ones from your stomach. So I was just crying in silence, tears in my eyes. Or when I went to the shower, I knelt in the shower and prayed in the shower. But so that night the previous night before the lady had come, I was just praying, for clarity and God to reveal Himself, that He's the one that really is behind the scenes and working. Because when the doctor said, they don't know what to do, then they have to go and read more. So I prayed for that, for clarity, and just for Him to show me that He's really the one that is, holding all this together, even when the doctors do not know. So this lady at night, she starts praying. And Africans, we are loud. I mean, I know, because my family, when I get a call, it's either my husband or my eldest daughter that chases me to go and receive the call in the other room, because he says I tend to be loud when I talk to my other clansmen or women. So this lady at night, what does she do? She starts praying, and she's at the top of her voice. She's praying in French. She was first of all, she would start with worship and sing and sing and sing, and then she'll start praying and saying, c'est toi, c'est toi, c'est toi, c'est toi Dieu, or so I had to remember and write down and ask my husband, because he speaks French, what does that mean? And the whole sentence she was saying was, it is you, Lord, it is you, Lord, it is you, Lord. And I just found it hilarious. First of all, when she started worshiping loud, and then praying at the top of her voice, I was like, are you serious? Like, really? I love to pray, but I'd never seen this, especially in an unfamiliar place. You don't know if you're waking the other person up. That was a bit ambitious, but of course. So first of all, I was like, are you serious? You're gonna do this now? And so when I was explaining that to my husband the next day, I told him it had to be in my room. Like, it had to be an African, a prayer person, and they had to be in Nelly's room, because there's no way she would pray like this in a normal room and nobody complains, because here, privacy and calmness and rest is really important. There's no way she would have been praying in a room that was with a non-African and she would get away with it. I'm pretty sure about that. So I was just laughing that night, like really God, it had to be this way. This is how you wanted to tell that it is you that is holding it all together. But anyway, so I remember that yesterday and I just started laughing again. That okay, yeah, I get it. It had to be in my room because I needed clarity, and God just had to bring this lady to pray loudly in the room and say, it is you, God. So yeah, so God has a sense of humor. And why am I talking about this? There's so much happening now, insecurities, uncertainties about the COVID, about racism and all that. I mean, even hunger, even cancer, even I don't know, everything that everybody's going through, those in depression. But I just wanted to say and encourage you that even in the midst of the storm, I tried to find, this is the best place I could find that it has like water and all that. But even in the midst of the storm, he still got it all. He's still behind the scenes working. And what does he do? When we feel lost, he gives us signs of what he's doing. He gives us little signs, just like in the night. It's so dark, but there are stars that reveal that the morning is coming, the light is coming. So hold on, try to find the tidbits of his promises that he's showing you, because he is actually showing you things he is doing, even when it seems that he's not doing anything. Well, stay safe, keep laughing, and just, enjoy the humor around you, and the darkness will not last forever, even when it seems that it's winning. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye, Nelly.